Hello, rising sixth graders. I'm Mr. Leake, the principal at Weddington Middle School, and I'm virtually welcoming you to our school from the great outdoors. We're all in a mess right now that most of us have never seen before, but we're excited to see you whenever we can, however we can, once school starts in August. I hope you've heard some good things about our school, and I'm excited to share that I've heard some good things about you. I've been working at Weddington Middle School since you started kindergarten. And I've actually been working in Weddington since the high school seniors about to graduate began kindergarten. What that means, besides me being an old man, is that I have a unique perspective on our school and our community. Perspective is a little bit about what middle school's about. You're going to interact with and meet more people than you ever have before, and I think through time you'll develop many new perspectives on things. It's our people that make the place special. In addition to some of the best teachers around, we have school counselors to support you. We have a school police officer to help keep us safe. We have a school nurse that takes care of all of us. We have a great custodial crew that helps keep our school neat and clean, cafeteria workers that feed us nearly daily. And all these services revolve around you, the student. You're going to hear from your sixth grade administrator, Mr. West, in a few moments about some logistical items like scheduling and uniform. And then he'll introduce you to our counselors and to some of the teachers that are representing our school. We normally get you in there in school with us, visiting with us directly, and interacting in our building, but of course that's not possible right now. We'll connect for sure come August. And I invite you to explore our school through the various platforms we have available to do so. We have our school webpage full of information, and you can check out things like the PTSO and the Athletic Booster Club. Those are probably more interesting to parents, but that's where you'll find things like your school uniform and information about our school sports. Links to both websites are on our main webpage. We also do Facebook and Twitter, and I realize that's probably more for parents as well, but you can find us on Instagram as well. The point in sharing all this is that we're out there to support you and serve you and to teach you. You can find us there and connect with any of us individually. You are now part of the best school around, and I welcome all you new Wildcats. Without further ado, let's take a look in the day in the life of a Wildcat.
Hello, future middle school Wildcats. My name is Ronnie West. I am the 6th grade administrator here at Weddington Middle School. For you, this is an exciting time as you transition from elementary school to middle school. Even though we can't get together in person, this year we are excited to celebrate and recognize this milestone with you and your family. We are elephant proud and happy to have you joining our team at Weddington Middle. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a few important people and inform you about our schedule and standard dress code. So a few of the important people that I would like to introduce here are going to be the other assistant principals here at Weddington. So we'll start here. So again, I'm Ronnie West. I'm the 6th grade assistant principal, but along with being the 6th grade administrator, I am also the 504 administrator here at the school. So if you are a student or the parent of a student with a 504, I will be your contact person with that. The next person I'd like to introduce you to is Mrs. Goebel. So Mrs. Goebel is our 7th grade assistant principal. She's also our special needs administrator. So if you are a student or the parent of a student with an IEP, Ms. Goebel will be your contact person. And last but not least, our 8th grade administrator is Mr. Brian Gray. So Mr. Gray, our 8th grade assistant principal, and he also works with our transportation department in the Weddington cluster. So if you are a bus rider or the parent of a bus rider, he will be your contact person for any of that. So those are the key people. So it's myself, Ms. Goebel, and Mr. Gray. We are the Weddington Middle School assistant principals. Next, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our daily schedule. So each day here at Weddington, you will have 3 core classes: the math, language arts, social studies, or science. So 6th grade, social studies and science our semester. You also have related arts at the end of the day. Those operate on an A-day, B-day schedule, and as part of our daily schedule, you'll also have lunch and commons time. So lunch and commons are both approximately 22 minutes during the day. So you have a 44-minute break. This right here is a sample schedule. So if you look here, the student has math, social studies, and language arts for the first semester. And then this lists their related arts on the A-day, B-day schedule. So for this student on A-day, they are participating in the PE wheel on A-days, and then on B-days, they are participating in the related arts wheel, which means that they'll go to art, computer science, Spanish. That's for the first semester. Then for the second semester, you see where that social studies is now a science class, and also they continue in the PE rotation on A-day, and they have a new set of related arts for the B-day. A student who is taking band, their schedule may look a little different. For instance, if they have the PE rotation on their A-days, on the B-days where you see the arts, computer, Spanish, and things of that, and those classes, that will be replaced by band, which is taught by Mr. Rogers. So 6th graders taking band will have PE on A-day or B-day, and then on the other day, they will have band. Also here we also have, so just to explain a little bit on the A-day, B-day schedule, it is set over the summer, so the days never change. So if you want to know what January the 9th is going to be, you can look in your agenda, and January the 9th is a B-day. January the 9th will always be a B-day. If there is snow on January the 9th and school is closed, the 10th, when we come back, will be an A-day. So it does not change. It's already set. So that we have an equal number of A-days and B-days. Next thing I want to talk to you about a little bit is our standard dress code. And here's what to wear. Keep it pretty plain and simple and pretty straightforward. Hunter green, navy, or white, that's the color for your tops. They have to be either collared or crew necks. The only logo that you can have is something that says Weddington Middle School, and those are all sold by our PTSO. On the bottoms, it's either khaki or navy, and there are no cargo shorts. And all shorts and skirts must be knee length. The dress code is sort of infamous here at Weddington, but once you get into the swing of things, it really becomes easy and hardly even noticeable. Thank you for tuning in today. If you have any questions for me or any of the other assistant principals, our email addresses can be found on the Weddington Middle School website. Next, I'm going to turn it over to our teachers, and they're going to inform you about the classes that you'll be taking as sixth graders. Thank you, and go Wildcats!
Hello, rising sixth grade families. We are your Weddington Middle School counselors. Here at the middle school, we do our caseloads by the alphabet. So my name is Mrs. Bueller, and if your last name begins with letters A through G, I'm your counselor.
Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. DeMayo, and if your last name begins with H through P, I'm your counselor.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Cook, and I take care of the last part of the alphabet. So if your last name starts with the letters Q through Z, you come to see me. Thanks everyone, we look forward to seeing you next year.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I am Mrs. Russ, and I am sixth grade social studies teacher. I'm welcoming you and your students to sixth grade next year. We're looking forward to seeing you in the fall. One big difference with social studies in sixth grade is that the students will have social studies every day for 90 days, whether it's first semester or second semester. And so that's a big change from elementary school. It allows us to do a lot more in social studies class and dig a little bit deeper. The curriculum in sixth grade is the ancient world, and we travel in 90 days through the ancient world. We study early civilizations up to 1450. So we don't get in depth, but we study everything from ancient Greece to the Egyptians, go back to Mesopotamia. As we travel to these ancient lands, we teach in themes. We cover the history, geography, economics, government, culture of each civilization that we cover. And as we do this, we're focusing on a lot of English language arts skills. We focus on nonfiction reading skills, emphasizing the main idea, supporting details, text structure, vocabulary. We also use some math skills as we do some graphing and work on map skills, charts, and data investigation. And then we utilize writing and research skills. We analyze primary and secondary resources. We practice using source citations. We begin what's called document-based questions, which is the use of historical documents analyzing history. And it's something that we start in sixth grade, and the students will continue through high school using these DBQs. Through these DBQs, we reinforce the writing skills and work on some of their writing skills, preparing them to do research papers as they get into high school. So that's a little bit about the social studies curriculum. It is a lot that we cram into 90 days, but it's a really exciting and fun curriculum that we get to study in sixth grade, and we look forward to seeing you. Take care.
Hi, future Wildcats. I'm Mrs. Mead, and I'm a sixth grade English language arts teacher here at Weddington Middle School. Just a brief overview of what you can expect from our subject area. Weddington Middle School follows the North Carolina Standard Course of Study in ELA. If you'd like more specific information about the units and the topics that we cover, you can find that on the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction's website under the sixth grade ELA tab. The first question I typically get from middle schoolers is, how much homework do we have? We do try to keep it minimal. We may ask that you finish a class assignment. We will ask that you do some type of reading and responding to your reading. And we also ask weekly that you study at home your STEMs and or your current vocabulary units that we'll be covering. There's 2 levels of ELA in sixth grade, and that's regular and AIG. AIG ELA is offered for advanced curriculum for those that qualify using our county's pathways. If you were in a 5th grade ELA AIG class last year in UCPS, you will continue into 6th grade AIG in ELA. If you're new to the county, you will need to qualify using those pathways, and I'll show you how to find those in just a moment. Right now, we're awaiting more information from our county AIG department on when screening and testing will resume. Once we have that information, we will be communicating that with you. You can find updated information on the UCPS AIG website. So I'm going to click on that just a moment. If you want to pause my screen, this is the web address for our county's AIG department website. You can scroll down. I think the most helpful tab for you will be the For Parents tab. When you click on that, it will go through some of the things that is most helpful for you. It goes through our curriculum and the things that we use. It shows you under number 3 and number 4 how to qualify, including the matrix pathway under number 4, where it shows you the different pathways for qualification that might be helpful if you're new to our county and if you have questions about that. But that is information that I think would be helpful for you. We look forward to seeing you in the fall. Bye.
Hello parents, my name is Mr. Rimmer. I'm here to talk to you about the mathematics curriculum for 6th grade. On the screen you can see a list of basic skills that we expect students to come into 6th grade with. If they're able to come into 6th grade with these skills, we definitely take these things, and our entire curriculum is built off of these skills. So students that come ready with these skills have a much higher chance of success in 6th grade, and they're really going to be a lot more comfortable and grasp the things that we are doing in 6th grade as we get going. These skills, you can see, basically center around their multiplication facts and using the basic operations on fractions, decimals, mixed numbers, things like that, and also knowing how to find area and perimeter of basic geometric shapes. As we get into 6th grade, we are going to have 2 different levels of math. There's our Math 6 group, and that's basically just the regular 6th grade math class. In this group, they cover all of the 6th grade standards. The compacted math is reserved for that advanced group of students that scored 5s on their EOGs, and the AIG groups. They're kind of on the same track, and we'll be doing the compacted math class. The compacted math, essentially what that is, they take all of the 6th grade standards, and then they will also cover half of the 7th grade standards. Then in 7th grade, those students will finish the 7th grade standards and do all of the 8th grade standards. So the compacted math group essentially will cover 3 years of math in just 2 years. And they'll be on track to take Math 1 in 8th grade. The Math 6 curriculum includes number systems. Like we said before, we're just going to be growing on what they already know about their operations with decimals, fractions, and mixed numbers. All of this builds on previous skills that they have. Rather than working with unit fractions and things like that, we just extend it further into all fractions and mixed numbers. Ratios and proportions is a very big unit, and we'll spend a good deal of time in this. And again, it comes back to the multiplying and dividing the decimals and having those skills from 5th grade. We get into algebra in 6th grade. We start working with one-step equations and solving equations and inequalities. Geometry, we build upon what they already know with the rectangles and squares, and we get into some other shapes like the parallelograms, triangles, and trapezoids. We will also start finding surface area of some 3D shapes and volume of rectangular prisms. In the 6th grade curriculum, they also will be working with statistics, using graphs and data to show a relationship between 2 quantities. So these are the standards and the ideas that all 6th grade students will cover. The compacted math will cover everything that we just talked about, and in addition to that, we will pick out some of the 7th grade standards as well, and these will align and just kind of take it another step further than the 6th grade standards did. So with the equations unit, we're going to be doing 1-step and 2-step equations. With our integers unit, in 6th grade, they learn to just add and subtract. This group will learn how to multiply and divide as well. In the area unit, we will add circles into that. And when we do ratios and proportions, the compacted group will get into sales tax and markup and discounts using their percent proportions. So the compacted group, they will be doing all of the 6th grade standards and then half of the 7th grade standards. We do not break it up where they will do all of 6th grade, and then we get into the 7th grade standards. The 7th grade standards are sprinkled in, so they're still in the same units. So when we're learning geometry, they'll do their 6th grade standards, and then their 7th grade standards for geometry. Then we move to our next unit. That way it still has a cohesiveness to it, and their units are all still together. That's all I have for you guys, and I can't tell you how excited we are to be hosting a new crop of 6th graders next year, and we'll see you in the fall.
Hello, my name is Cindy Karras. I'm one of the 6th grade science teachers at Weddington. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about middle school science and what you can expect. In middle school, we teach earth science, physical science, and life science. So we do a broad overview of all the sciences. And each year, this content is just from 6th to 7th, they go a little deeper with the content. From 7th to 8th, the same. So the students are getting more and more as they progress through the middle school. And we're really a stepping stone for the science classes that they'll be taking in high school. The specific science classes like earth and environmental, biology, chemistry, if they do physics, whatever classes they take. So now about 6th grade science specifically, our first unit is the Earth, Sun, and Moon relationship. And the main thing that I see in the transition from 5th to 6th is a little struggle with the amount of vocabulary that we have. Because, like for instance, the first unit, they've got to know rotation, revolution, the difference between the two types of eclipses. What's a spring tide? What's a neap tide? So that's the hardest part, I think. The challenging part is that there's just a lot of vocabulary you have to understand it and even be able to apply it to do well on the unit test. So to help students with this, all the science teachers do a science binder or notebook. And if they're in my class, we even have in the notebook, the binder, we have a section that's specifically called vocabulary. So at any time, the student has everything they need for the unit that we're on. And you could even look and see what we're studying and what we're doing in science class. So it's right there. They just need to keep up with reviewing the vocabulary, and they'll do great. And do keep in mind for 6th grade that we do have a study guide that we give the students before each unit test. And I think that really helps ease the nervousness before a big unit test, because if they study the study guide, they're going to do very well on the test. So I just wanted to let you know that. Well, I didn't have much time. I think I'm past my time already. But I just want to say I'm just really excited about meeting your student. I love science, and I'm going to try to give your student, your child, instill that excitement about science that I have. And I want them to think about things and ask those open-ended questions, those difficult questions. And I love the discussions that we have, and I look forward to it. And I love it when they ask me something that I don't know, because I say, okay, let's find out. Come back and tell me what you found out. And that's what makes science so wonderful. There's just so much to learn. You could never know it all. So, okay, well, hope this kind of helps you think about science for next year, and have a good day. Look forward to meeting you. Take care.